Asad is on the hot seat today. Once more.
I'm on the hot seat because I'm always generally very curious about how real estate agents, brokers in the market function, and I want them to speak more, sort of talk about their experiences more, so that's where value comes from. When you talk
Their
about
experiences
is where value comes from. A lot of people go into advice mode immediately.
No.
You should do this, you should do this, you should do this. But the way you conduct your
business
business and the
actually
way
day-to-day affairs,
and then I like the way you do it, because when you sit down in front of the mic, in front of the camera, you do talk about experiences, and that is what is more relevant than telling people what they should be doing. Or
we are nowhere competent to tell people what they should do,
We aren't.
what they shouldn't do.
Yeah.
It's, listen, this is what I have experienced, this is what I have learned, and this is what I would recommend. That's my job. Every day in this industry, if the reason people say, okay, I've spent 10 years, 5 years, 9 years, 8 years, is they have 8 years of experience in dealing with developers, with projects. They have seen the entire curve and they have been through the grind. So if they would say something, that would not be just hearsay, and that would not be just based out in thin air. That would have a certain amount of experience behind it, from whatever they have seen, they have heard, they have read, they have experienced themselves. So I think that's very important.
let me ask you a question about hard work. So many launches happening, people queuing up at Nakhil's sales office at 3 a.m. Maybe 20% of them get units, or
10.
maybe 10% of them achieve the outcome that they're hoping for. To those agents, and a lot of them are maybe new agents, people who are
New agents.
For a lot of them, queuing up since 3 a.m. until whenever the gates open and they try and get in, for a lot of them, that's the hard work that they're doing. Oh, I'm working so hard. I'm there. I showed up at 3 a.m. How can you turn around and tell me that I'm not working hard? You see what I mean? For a lot of them, that's their.
But see, I'm an ardent believer of one thing. People say, oh, work smart, don't work hard. Work smart, don't work hard. Those two things go hand in hand.
Yeah.
There is no shortcut to hard work and experience. Hard work has to be the basic building block. If you remove that basic building block, then your construction methodology, as for me, is very flawed.
So if you're there at 3 a.m. and by 10:30 in the morning, 11 o'clock, you realize that you haven't gotten anything you've promised. You've told your client that just give me your checks, I'll get you something, but 9 out of 10 times you're not able to get them anything. And then you go back to say, hey, I'm
Listen,
sorry.
You know what you have lost on that day? Not only that property, not only that commission, you've lost that client on that day. Because had that client gone with somebody who knew the tricks of the trade and who has been in the market for a substantial period of time, then most probably, this would have been avoided. Why am I an ardent believer of having just one person or maximum 2 people in a developer's office to coordinate with? Because they know if Asim is going to come, Asim means business. He has the clients with him. He's not just wasting my time and anybody else's time, and he means business. He knows the best units that he has to select. He's not going to compromise on that. Based on that knowledge, they would offer me something, and they would know that that property is going to be closed by me. So that deal is struck, the property is bought, that is done. However, everybody has to go through a learning curve. When I joined from another industry. I'm a hardcore engineer. So basically, I had to learn. I had to pass through the grind. I had to see. There was at one time when Nishama was launching, and I was there at the launch was at I think 7:38. I was there at 7 with my client with a cup of coffee in my hand. I went there. We were third in the line. I had that number 003. There were two people in front of me. We went in, and that's not bulk buying. That was individual. Everybody could buy 2 units max. I went with 2 of my clients. We were third and fourth. I went in, said this unit sold, this unit sold, this unit sold, this unit sold, this unit sold. How come? I'm asking you for 20 units. Out of those 20, you're telling me all 20 have been sold. There have been 2 people in front of me. The launch is just today. We are the third person. Ideally, there can only be 4 units sold. So if you are keeping then I came to realize that the prime units are being kept for most probably bulk buyers, for international road shows, for people, they know that's an easy sell, they'll be able to sell it. Those units that are right now on the table that are being offered are probably, I'm not saying 100%, but probably not the best units. So that is experience that you find out later on. And then the game is to have access to those units that were blocked. And if you have access to those units, then you're happy. It's easier to rent. It's easier to sell later on. And that will get you more rental yield and more capital gain at the time when you're selling. That is how you retain a client. You ensure that your client is happy and you retain that client. Otherwise, why would he go with you for 3 launches, find out that, okay, whenever he takes me somewhere, I don't get a unit. So it takes you time, guidance, presence of mind, a decent level of IQ to understand what's going on and how do you have your share of that pie. It's as simple as that.